Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful planet of ours. It's Marc, the Intuitive Prospector, here broadcasting live from the beaches of San Jose del Cabo, Mexico. Just going to give it a few seconds to allow all the awesome spiritual prospectors to get signed on. If you want to share the page, please do so. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We are broadcasting live right now from Mexico, and you can see the beach behind me. So let me know. Hi, Misty. Let me know if the sound quality is okay. I know that I'm a little dark. If I bring in like this, there's a lot of light coming because the sun's directly behind me. But we are broadcasting live from the Baja of San Jose del Cabo. Good morning, Paula. If you guys could just let me know that the sound quality is okay and it's not too bad, that'll let me know for the next half hour as we do another episode of Metaphysical Mocha Mondays with Marc here on the Intuitive Prospector page. So as we do every Monday, we have to have our coffee or our tea. So this morning I've got my Costa Azul Surf Shop coffee mug. And we are going to be talking about the ocean this morning. Today's message is the healing power of the ocean. I'm going to give you your prospecting stone for the week. I'm going to give you your spirit totem animal for the week, and also going to talk about what the power of the ocean behind me. So what you're looking at directly behind me is the Sea of Cortez, and this actually runs down that way, south, down to the tip where Cabo San Lucas would be located here in Mexico, and it's called El Arche, and that is where the Pacific Ocean meets the Sea of Cortez. So we're here at our resort called Royal Solaris, and it's up in the town of San Jose del Cabo. And I thought, what better way to do a show this morning than to broadcast from the beautiful Sea of Cortez right behind me. You can see those waves crashing. So good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining. Sounds like you guys can hear me just fine. I appreciate the help. Hi, Kathy. Just for the fact that when you're out of country trying to broadcast, you don't know if the signal is going to be good enough. So if you guys would do me a big favor, share out to the pages that you would, if people found it interesting or need a little bit of inspiration. That's what this show is all about. Metaphysical Mocha Mondays every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually in the Mountain Time Zone here in San Jose del Cabo, so it's actually 9 a.m. here. But I'm here every Monday morning, if I can be. I wasn't here last Monday because I was actually on an airplane flying down here to Cabo, so I took the week off for some vacation. But I'm back. We're in our second season, and this next half hour, we're going to just take some time to have some spiritual guidance, have a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of wisdom and knowledge, and of course, enjoy the beauty and sounds of the ocean. I've got the microphone hooked up. Hopefully, you can hear the waves breaking in the background. Let me just take a second. So hopefully you guys can hear those waves. So I got a lot more people tuning in, so thanks for joining me this morning. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. I've got my Costa Azul surf mug. We went boogie boarding yesterday down about a mile and a half down in a cove, and it was awesome. So this morning we're going to be talking about the healing power of the ocean. I know on the video I'm a little dark. It's because of the way the light is set up. I'm under a cover here just because it was too bright in the sun to try to broadcast. Good morning, Deeps. Good morning, Misty. Good morning, Jenny. My wife is watching. Good morning. Let's see who else is on. Carolina, good morning. Good morning, Lucy. So cool. We got a couple people tuning in. So let me get into the topic this morning. And let's talk about the healing power of the ocean. I want to share some tips with you, things that I found important about when you are with the ocean or when you're around the ocean. Now, for some of you that are watching, you may not actually have, you may be landlocked, you may not actually have accessibility to the ocean or water. I know I'm up in Seattle, Washington, and we have the Puget Sound, so it's not quite the ocean, but it's still seawater, salt water. And I want to just share some things, some notes I took this morning during my meditation on connecting to the energy of the ocean and the healing power of the ocean. And that's today's message. So just take a nice deep breath with me. Let's just get into the energy of the ocean behind me. If you're sitting in the office, if you're in cubicle world, this is a good time to get connected to the ocean and really just feel the healing power of the ocean. So I've got some special guests with me today that they're sitting behind the camera. So I've got Eric and his son Luke that are watching me broadcast today to see how this all works. So are you watching me on your phone? Kind of, sort of. So we're vacationing down here with friends and just having a good time. But this morning I wanted to talk about the healing power and the wisdom that the ocean brings to us. The first one is the power. You can see behind me the power of the ocean and how much power. Those waves that are breaking behind me are about four footers that are breaking. And you realize how powerful they are when you get in and play in them. But you also realize the wisdom and how vast the ocean is, and the healing power of just being. And for those of you that have maybe taken an Epsom salt bath or been in a salt bath, you kind of get an idea of how that can heal your energy. And if you think in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, that's when you really start to unlock the secrets of the universe. So today we're talking about the healing power of what the ocean can do. Even if you don't want to go into the ocean, just being around the energy of the ocean, which is the largest body of water on the planet. We have more water around the planet than we do. I lost my feed. Let's see here. I think so. Okay, so give me a second. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Give me a quick second just to, okay, so let me get back here. Your viewers are waiting for you. Please come back. Okay. Okay, I should be live again. I do apologize. My phone went to a blank screen. Part of the challenges of broadcasting live from Mexico here on the beaches and the Sea of Cortez, which is directly behind me. So if you can, give me some hearts or likes. I'll turn my comments back on. Just giving shout outs to people that are joining. Good morning, Ursula. Deep's saying, I just love the ocean waves and can see them watching throughout the day. It is indeed healing. It is. Good morning, Dana. From Dana Point. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the interruption to the broadcast. My screen went blank. I am broadcasting off Wi-Fi, so that does happen when you're on Facebook Live. But I am getting some likes and hearts. That means I'm back broadcasting. So thanks for sticking with me, working through that. So this morning I was just talking about the healing aspects of the ocean. So if you're sitting in your office this morning, because it is Monday, and the whole reason that I do Metaphysical Mocha Mondays is to get your week started, to get you thinking about your own path, to bring a little bit of spiritual prospecting for your own spiritual gold, those gold nuggets of wisdom or knowledge or education, just to help you with your journey throughout the week, because Monday is a tough day for a lot of people, and most people don't like Monday, so I figured I would do Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, and so here we are. So today we're talking about the waves, we're talking about the ocean, we're talking about the healing energy and the power of the ocean. As you can see it breaking behind me, just take a second to tune into that energy, to tune into those waves. And like I said, if you're landlocked and you don't have the ability to connect to the ocean, that's okay. It doesn't matter if you live by the ocean or not. If you have the connection to it, you can always connect with it in your mind. And I always teach that mindfulness is one of the most powerful things that we have as humans to do, is to connect with our mindset and our consciousness. So let me get a drink of coffee here. Because what would Metaphysical Mocha Mondays be without a nice cup of coffee? I've got my Costa Azul. Hopefully you can see that okay. I got that just yesterday. Live to surf Cabo is actually what it says. And so that's the mantra for today. Live to surf Cabo. And that's what we did yesterday. We went down to the Cove and did some boogie boarding and had a lot of fun. So let me give you some tips for some of the things that the ocean can do for you. When I was meditating this morning, I never really know what I'm going to talk about until the morning of. And this morning it was all about connecting with the ocean, the power of the ocean, the healing energy of the ocean. And like I said, the power and wisdom that comes with the ocean. That's a good one that just broke. Hopefully you could hear that on the video or on the microphone. But it's about opening up. It's about opening yourself up to something bigger. That's the message I wanted to convey this morning, is you can see just how big the ocean is. And when you open yourself and you realize that you're just, pretty small compared to the size of the ocean and those waves that are breaking behind me, you realize the power of the ocean. You realize the healing power of the ocean. The ocean also helps you to connect to a greater part of yourself. When you sit and just float in the ocean, what I like to do is I like to go out, get past those big waves, and just float with the motion of the ocean. You realize you can connect to something bigger than yourself, that life force energy, the unseen spirit world, whatever your belief system is. For me, it's just about connecting to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and just feeling that raw power of the ocean. And of course, sitting in like a big saltwater bath that you see behind me, and healing your body, your energy, your frequency, and your vibration. The thing that always is always so fascinating to me about the ocean is we only have discovered about 20% of our ocean. And if you think about that, we know more about our moon than we do our own ocean. And what the ocean can remind us is about the self-discovery that comes from within, about connecting to our higher self, about what I always say, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live is my personal tagline. But it's about going just the surface of the ocean, but below the surface there is so much more to what the ocean can offer us, but also what we as humans, as Homo sapiens, can explore about ourselves. And that's a good reminder of the ocean as far as connecting to a power greater than ourselves. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, hang out with me on the beach this morning. Something a little different this morning for your Monday morning, your Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. Hanging out on the beach of San Jose del Cabo here in Mexico. Been here for about a week. You guys may have noticed I've got a nice little tan going on. But grab your coffee, grab your tea, and just feel the power of the ocean behind me as you connect in. And yeah, I don't know if the light's making. Eric's shining the light on me, but I don't think it's making a difference. I must be coming across pretty dark on the video. Okay, stop. So he's shining his phone light on me, but it's not making a difference. But if you guys want to take a second, please share out to other pages if you don't mind. That helps grow our grassroots show. We grow only by what you guys share out. So if you feel somebody else would get some inspiration, some knowledge, some guidance, some spiritual advice, please share out to a few pages. That helps us grow and become bigger, and just share the message and get connected. If you want to hang with me immediately following after Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the overtime show, the Q&A after show that starts right at 8:30, and I have a direct conversation with you. We can do some spiritual readings. I only have one deck with me today. I didn't bring them all down, but if you have a question, need some spiritual guidance, hang out with me at 8:30 for the overtime show, Q&A, and we'll go for about a half hour depending on how many people we have joining the conversation this morning. And let's continue our conversation because I want to get to your prospecting stone for this morning. It's hard to see. I'm only working from my phone today, so I don't have the moving parts that I normally have. I don't even have a watch on me, so I'm going to have to ask Eric or Luke that are sitting with me today for a time check on when I get close to 8:30 to kind of cue me up, because I can't even see the time on my phone. When I'm in Seattle broadcasting from my studio, I usually have another computer open so I can see a lot more. Today it's strictly just the phone. So it's 9:15 here, so we got about 15 minutes. So let me get to the rest of the message for you, because I do want to share with you the totem animal. I was hoping that maybe the spirit totem animal would walk behind me. It's going to be obviously the seagull. The seagulls down here are pretty aggressive, but I thought it'd be a good reminder just to share with you. So maybe we'll get a seagull to walk behind. And I also want to give you your mantra for this week. I think it's very important to have mantras to say it throughout the day and good reminders. So your mantra for this week is, I know my wisdom guides me to the right decision. So just say that. If you say that throughout the day, morning, afternoon, and night, I know my wisdom guides me to the right decision. So for some of you that are going through a tough time this week and trying to find the right decisions, to find the guidance, a lot of the guidance does come from within. And when you can be around other elements like the ocean, like the mountains. Some of you see me broadcast from my spiritual hikes up in the mountains. The energy of Mother Earth and the power and the knowledge that can come with connecting to something bigger than yourself, that can help you with your decisions. So I thought the mantra this week was very fitting, and I thought the seagull spirit animal was very fitting, and all tied together with the ocean behind me. So again, the mantra is, I know my wisdom guides me to the right decision. You may have heard the seagull. He just squawked at me. And then the spirit animal is the seagull, which is about time to take a different perspective on things. So if you've got, like I said, if you've got a rough go, and there's a lot going on, look for the seagull if you've got it in your area, or a bird similar to the seagull. You may not have seagulls in your area. But take a moment and step back from everything that you are currently dealing with and look at it from a different angle. Because when you start to look at things differently, the things you look at start to change. Dr. Wayne Dyer talked about that all the time. And I want to also just share a quote with you. The book that I'm reading this week, Poolside, so I'd like to bring a book down and read it. We actually had this gentleman on the radio show, which is Inspired Living Radio, and that's every Wisdom Wednesday over on the Om Times radio network. We had this gentleman on last year. His name is Blake Bauer. And you were not born to suffer. Now I know it's backwards in the video, but there's a quote in here that really caught my attention, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And it's from Buddha, and it talks about what Buddha says is believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. So again, it's about trusting that intuition, that awareness, that spiritual awakening that some of you may be going through, and also listening to that inner guidance and that wisdom of the mantra that I was talking about knowing that your wisdom guides you to make the right decision for you, not necessarily what somebody else tells you. And even Buddha talked about that. Believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, even if I've said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense, then don't go through with it. That's trusting your intuition. So that's the one verse that I wanted to share with you. And also, the spirit animal is the seagull. The mantra is, I know my wisdom guides me to make the right decisions. And I wanted to finish up with just a few other points about connecting to the ocean this morning. So let me get another drink of coffee here. And just thanks for hanging out with me on the beach this morning for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector page. Sometimes I broadcast through the Intuitive Prospector page, sometimes through the Om Times Institute page. Just depends on what kind of feed we're getting. Again, I'm here every Monday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then immediately following the show is the Overtime Show, Q&A that will go for about a half hour, 45 minutes, depending on how many people hang on after this broadcast. And if you want to catch me live every Wisdom Wednesday over on the internet radio show, Inspired Living Radio, we're in our third season. Having a lot of fun, some really cool guests along the last 3 seasons, and we're going to continue with some amazing guests coming up. And so that starts through the internet at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is through the internet. So you don't need a username, you don't need a password, and you can just type in Inspired Living Radio or look for the Om Times Radio Network. Type in Inspired Living Radio, we pop up. You can hit the play button and listen to the episode. If you don't catch the live recording, then you can catch the podcast that follows right on my YouTube library. And it does look like we are getting a low network connection, so hopefully that will continue. I don't know if it's still broadcasting, but it's saying that it's recording. So I'll just keep going because it's saying it's recording, but we do have a low network connection. And again, when you're on Wi-Fi in Mexico, that tends to happen. But as far as if you don't catch the live episodes of Inspired Living Radio, you can always catch it on iTunes, Podbean, SoundCloud, YouTube, marclanehart.com. If you subscribe to my playlist on YouTube, there's over 170 videos now, so all of the Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, Inspired Living Radio, some of my diving adventures, my hiking adventures, soul adventures is what I call them. So it looks like we have another strong connection. So again, if there was a pause in the video, I do apologize. Just said low connection, so Wi-Fi, just amount of people using Wi-Fi. But you can get on that playlist. The link is in the description field. So if you click on that, you can subscribe to my YouTube library. And again, 170 plus videos over the last 3 years of doing this spiritual work. So let me know where you're from. If you're just joining Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, thanks for being here. I have the comments turned off for just a few more minutes, and then I'll turn it back on for the overtime show. But thanks for hanging out. I want to just finish up with a few more tips about connecting to the ocean. And again, I keep getting the low network connection, so more people must be waking up here in Mexico, more people using the Wi-Fi, but it does say that we're still recording, so I'll just continue on. But what I was talking about, the ocean only being 20% discovered, that is, we have so much to discover about the ocean, about ourselves, and if we remember that analogy, that we can always be discovering about us and reaching our full potential, our higher selves. It's really why I got into doing doing this was to explore and discover about my own journey, and just sharing my journey with others, and some of the tragedies and transformations that I went through, to help people realize that there is a lot to life. There is a lot more to your life, just like this ocean. There's a lot more to what meets the eye on the surface. When you go down underneath the surface, I'm a certified diver, and I drop down into this ocean, it's like entering a whole new terrestrial world. It's actually quite amazing. And that leads me to my another point that I have about the ocean, is all the marine life that is in this ocean. Every animal that we ever come in contact with holds some sort of special meaning. So today I was talking about the seagull, which is outside of the ocean. If we were to get on the ocean and drop down, you can get dolphins. Dolphins remind us about being playful and being in community with other people. You may see a whale, and the whale is about going with the flow and being patient and being gentle and just having balance. What's another? I'm trying to think of some of the things. We've seen a couple of puffer fishes. I'm not sure what the puffer fish would mean, but it would have a special meaning to some of you. Eric's son Eric actually caught an 8-foot marlin, and so the marlin can represent a different message for somebody as well. I guess the point I'm trying to make is there's so much marine life. Once we drop below the surface, there's a whole other world, and those marine animals, whether it's a marlin, a dolphin, a whale, a pufferfish, they all carry special meaning and messages for each and every one of us, and we all have different meanings and connections to the ocean. And you think about it, this just comes to mind. Before we even came to Earth, we breathed liquid. We were in our mother's belly, for 9 months, breathing liquid. So, and then we come out and we breathe air. So, the ocean can offer a lot of healing. The ocean can offer a lot of guidance. And again, we only know about 20% of the ocean, so we have a lot more to discover. That's the same with us. We think that we know it all. And that's when the ego kicks in, and that's usually when we're humbled. I would like to say, be humble or get humbled. I've learned that along my journey, because we have so much more to discover about ourselves and go deeper within our journey. So the ocean also is great for your healing energy, but it's also about some of the other notes that I have here. It doesn't matter. Like I said, if you're landlocked or not, you can always connect through the power of water. Whether it's the ocean, whether it's just your shower in your house, water carries a lot of connection and energy and frequency and vibration. And what I love about the ocean too is, I'm getting a time check. The screen's dark. Getting a time check. 9:25. Okay, I got a few more minutes. Through the energy of the ocean, we can also find community and support to empower your well-being. So you usually find people that are hanging out. We get up and watch the sunrise in the morning, and there's just tons of people out here watching the sunrise. So connecting to the power of the ocean, the sunrise, the sand. We do Qigong right out here. We've been doing Qigong almost every morning. Not every morning. We got to sleep in a couple days on vacation, but we would get up and do Qigong and just feel the power of the wind, hear the sounds of the ocean, the waves breaking behind me, watching the sunrise, which would be just to my right is where the sun rises every morning. And, just being connected to Mother Earth and feeling that different energies, because by connecting, it also helps your healing, but it also helps your intuition and your awareness. So again, if you're not by the ocean, that's okay. There's always a way to connect, either through your mind, through the power of water, just taking a shower, and connecting with the ocean energy can be very healing for your journey. So if maybe you have a vacation coming up, if you do, head to the ocean. Pay attention to the seagull, because the seagull is about giving you a different perspective and looking at something with a different set of eyes, a higher perspective, if you will. And also, the mantra for this this week, let me say it again for you, is, I know my wisdom guides me to the right decision. So I hope this week you'll take some time to disconnect so that you can make time to reconnect and find the right decision, what is right for you, make the right choices, what's right for you and your path. And the prospecting stone it's kind of twofold. It's a prospecting stone, but it's the actual stone that I brought with me, which is Namaste. So that's your prospecting stone. I'm getting a little assistance with the lighting. I have a whole production going on. It's kind of cool. So Namaste is your prospecting stone for this week. And I'm actually going to grab this piece of driftwood that Eric found on the beach this morning because he just felt drawn to grab it and take it home with him, and just, again, taking the power of Mother Earth, the driftwood, the sand. You can see the sand kind of falling off. It's just making those connections to something bigger than yourself and going within. There is a lot of truth that the only way out is in. So trust your inner guidance, trust your intuition. Do things that help you get connected, like qigong on the beach, meditation in the morning, just sitting and listening to the waves. I did a Sunday morning meditation and just taped the waves, and it's already got over 800 views. So there is comfort and joy and happiness and power about just listening to the sound of the ocean. So I'm going to step out the camera just for a few minutes. We'll end the broadcast here, but I'm just going to have you enjoy the sounds of the ocean and just watch the ocean. I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so we don't get the merchants trying to sell their stuff, because they love to sell their stuff. But I'm just going to step off camera. Let you just have a few minutes of the ocean by yourself. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I'll be back here in just a few more minutes for the after show, the overtime show, if you want to have ask me a question or you want to get some spiritual guidance. So right about 8:30 we'll come back live on here, but let me step off the camera so you can enjoy the scene for just a few minutes. And thanks for joining this morning. Thanks for hanging out on Metaphysical Mocha Mondays with Marc here in San Jose del Cabo, Mexico. Enjoy the ocean, and until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. Have a great week, everyone. Namaste.